Okay, good day again mga kapwa ko law students, lalo na sa mga working law students dyan. I hope na we are still doing good. We are now in the penultimate of our semester kasi today is December 26, 2022, no? So, this time my upload is all about Criminal Law 1, still in the Revised Penal Code, Article 12, Exempting Circumstance. Okay? Again, disclaimer, ang video na ito ay in-upload ko as my way of studying the subject. Hindi po ako lawyer sa mga ngayon, hindi pa ako lawyer. Soon, darating tayo dyan. Nor hindi rin ako eksperto sa field na to. But I am just expressing my ideas and kung paano ko naiintindihan ang subject ng criminal law. Okay, so Article 12 talks about the exempting circumstances. So when we say Article 12, circumstances which exempt from criminal liability. Okay, so ito yung mga nagawa natin na we are exempted criminally. So when we say exempting circumstances, these are those which relates to non-imputability and that there is complete absence of voluntariness, precisely absence of freedom, intelligence, and intent or negligence. Technically, one who acts by virtue in any of the exempting circumstances commits a crime, although there exists to be a complete absence of voluntariness, thus no criminal liability can arise. Okay, so that's the very definition of exempting circumstances. Okay, Article 12, circumstances which exempt from criminal liability. The following are exempt from criminal liability. Number 1, an imbecile or an insane person, unless the latter has acted during a lucid interval. When the imbecile or an insane person has committed an act which the law defines as felony or a delito, the court shall order his confinement in one of the hospitals or asylums established for persons thus afflicted, which he shall not be permitted to leave without first obtaining the permission of the same court. Now, let us dissect imbecility from insanity kasi yung iba, ang nangyari is they are using these words interchangeably. Okay, so hindi natin pwedeng i-gamitin na interchangeably itong imbecility at saka insanity. When we say imbecile, it is one who, while advanced in age, has a mental development comparable to that of children between 2 and 7 years of age. They are deprived completely of reason or discernment and freedom of the will. And they are also exempt in all cases from criminal liability. Again, take note of the last one. They are exempt in all cases from criminal liability because their mental development is that of a children between 2 and 7 years of age. Therefore, they don't have discernment and they don't have freedom of the will. Now, yung insanity naman is one who is completely deprived of intelligence or freedom of will. The mere abnormality of mental faculties is not enough, especially if the offender has not lost consciousness of his acts. And insanity is not so exempt if it can be shown that he acted during a lucid interval. So yun yung kaibahan. Kasi si imbecility, wala talagang criminal liability. Kasi nga, yung mental age niya, yung development ng mental age niya is 2 and 7 years between. While si insanity, there are times that he or she is in lucid interval. There are times that he or she is in a proper state of mind. And when that person commits an offense during a lucid interval, then that act is punishable. Okay, so it is he or she has a criminal liability. Now let's see the effect of insanity. Insanity, time when accused suffers insanity. Kasi we have to determine kung kailan nangyari yung insanity. At anong effect nito sa criminal liability? Now, if the accused suffers insanity at the time of the commission of the crime, the effect will be exempt from criminal liability. Okay, so exempt from criminal liability. If insanity happens during the trial, the effect will be the proceedings will be suspended and accused is sent to the hospital, okay, or to any asylum, okay, that caters to that kind of this disability. Now, if the insanity happens after judgment or while serving sentence, then the effect will be the execution of judgment is suspended and committed to a hospital. So, tingnan natin ha. If during the time of the commission, exempt from criminal liability. If during the trial, the proceedings will be suspended. Okay, usually, it was like around 2 years. Okay? So, suspend siya for 2 years. And if after judgment or while serving sentence, the execution of judgment is suspended and committed to a hospital. Now, ano yung mga conditions na covered by insanity? Number 1, schizophrenia. Yung tinatawag nila na meron daw dual personality, no? Pangalawa is kleptomania. Alam natin kung ano yung kleptomania. Epilepsy, somnambulism, and if you are inflicted with malignant malaria. Now, ano naman yung mga not considered as exempted? Feeble-mindedness, yung papalit-palit ng pag-iisip. Pedophilia, ito. Okay, this is a crime, pedophilia. And amnesia. Okay? So, hindi rin exempting si amnesia. Okay? Remember, this is important. The period of confinement in the hospital, in case that the insanity happens after judgment, okay, so is counted for the purpose of the prescription of the penalty. Okay, so kahit na doon sa pag during the trial, di ba? I-confine siya ng hospital, it is counted for the purpose of prescription of the penalty. The exempting circumstance of insanity or imbecility is based on the complete absence of intelligence, which is intelligence is an element of voluntariness. Okay, so kaya magiging exempting siya because there is complete absence of intelligence. Di ba? Makita natin ng tatlong requisite: freedom, intelligence, di ba? So yun, and the intent. So yung tatlo na yun. Now, let's go to minority. Minority, ito is number 2. 2 and 3 is already covered. Yung paragraphs 2 and 3 ng Article 12 has already been repealed. Okay? So, na-repeal na siya and it is now under Republic Act number 9344. And it is in Section 6 for paragraph 2 and for both paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, nasa section 6 siya ng RA 9344 or the Juvenile Justice Welfare Act. Okay, parang ganun yun. Yung batas na yun. Now, is minority an exempting circumstance? That's a question. Yun bang minority an exempting circumstance? The answer is it depends. Okay? It depends. It's not yes or no, but it depends. If the age of the child is 15 and below, okay, if the child is 15 and below, then total or absolute no criminal liability. Okay, again, if the age of the child is 15 and below, then total or absolute no criminal liability. Then, since 15 and below, no need to determine if acted with discernment because yung minority natin ngayon with the RA 9344, previously it was 9, but in RA 9344 it became 15. So medyo itong 15 questionable to, diba? Kasi meron na tong discernment eh. Okay? So previously it was 9, but it was the Pangilinan law made it to 15. If the age of the child is above 15 but below 18, you have to distinguish if the child acted without discernment or with discernment. Okay. So pag 15 years and 1 day, papasok na siya hanggang below 18, we have to distinguish if it acted with with discernment or without discernment. Now, if acted without discernment, then there's no criminal liability. Okay? Kasi nga hindi niya alam yung ginagawa niya. Now, if acted with discernment, then minority is not an exempting circumstance. Okay? Pag meron siyang discernment, then yung pagiging minor niya will never be an exempting circumstance. But the child can avail of it privilege mitigating. Okay, so later on malalaman natin kung ano yung privilege mitigating, no? Now, tingnan natin yung periods of criminal responsibility looking at the bagong RA 9344. Now, if 15 years and below, okay, so yung responsibility is absolute criminal irresponsibility, so wala talagang liability. Then the penalty is exempted. Then it could be intervention under the Section 20 of Republic Act 9344. If 15 years and 1 day but below 18 years of age, acting without discernment, then yung responsibility will be age of conditional responsibility. Meron ng condition. Sa penalty naman, again, exempted, but needs to go to intervention based on Section 20 of RA 9344. Now, if 15 years and 1 day, but below 18 years of age, but acted with discernment, again, still with this conditional responsibility, so yung penalty will be entitled to a privilege mitigating circumstance of Article 68. Then there will be diversion based on Chapter 2 of RA 9344. Yung diversion is hindi siya ikukulong doon sa kulungan ng mga adults, but he will be going into a diversion intervention. Now, if 18 years of age to 70 years, this is the age of full responsibility. So yung penalty is based on kung ano yung na-commit niya na crime. Now, if the age is above 70, this is the age of mitigated responsibility. So, will be entitled to ordinary mitigating circumstance of Article 13, paragraph number 2. So, yun yung tatandaan natin, no? Periods of criminal responsibility. Number 4, paragraph 4. Any person who, while performing a lawful act with due care, causes an injury by mere accident without fault or intention of causing it. What is an accident? Okay, so an accident is something that happens outside the sway of our will. Hindi yun sa ating pagnanasa na mangyari, no? And although it comes about through some act of our will, lies beyond of humanly foreseeable consequence. Okay, beyond sa ating parang beyond sa ating hindi natin iniisip na mangyayari. Okay, yung consequence. If the consequences are plainly foreseeable, it will be a case of negligence. Eh, kung alam mo naman kung anong mangyayari, then it will be a case of negligence. Hindi na siya magiging accident. Hindi na siya accident. Now, we have to dissect accident and negligence. Accident is a fortuitous circumstance, event, or happening, an event happening without any human agency. Of it happening wholly or partly through human agency, an event which under the circumstance is unusual or unexpected by the person whom it happens. While negligence is the failure to observe for the protection of the interest of another person that degree of care, precaution, and vigilance which the circumstances justly demand, without which such other person suffers injury. Okay, so kung tingnan natin, magkaiba talaga si accident at saka si negligence. Ito kasi aksidente, ito kapabayaan. Okay? Failure to observe. Yun, no? May nangyari, no? Failure to observe for the protection of the interest of another person. So meaning, kung nag-observe ka lang, then you could have protected the interest of other person. Okay? So there should be a degree of care, there's a precaution, and there is also vigilance. While dito, purely, hindi mo alam kung ano yung mangyayari. Because again, this is an accident. while ito naman is negligence. Now, important, we have to remember this. Accident presupposes lack of intention to commit the wrong done. Again, wala kang intention to commit the wrong done. It happens because it is an accident. Accident and negligence are intrinsically contradictory. Okay? So, si negligence is somebody is negligent, may kapabayaan, while si accident naman is beyond the sway of your mind, okay, or your will. Repeated blows negate claim of wounding by mere accident. Yung sinusuntok mo, pabalik-balik yung pagsuntok mo, hindi na yun accident. Di ba? That's no longer accident. Kasi nga, sinusuntok mo repeatedly. So, wala nang accident dun. That is really physical injuries. Accidental shooting is negated by threatening words preceding it and still aiming the gun at the prostrate body of the victim instead immediately helping him. Ito, aksidente mo na baril, pero before mo siya nabaril, pinagbantaan mo na siya. Nababarilin kita, papatayin kita. Okay? And when that person is nakahiga na doon sa lupa, yung baril mo is nakatutok pa rin sa kanya instead of helping him. So, that is not an accident. Okay? That is, it's either prostrated homicide, okay, or prostrated murder. Depende sa aggravating circumstance. Yung husband and wife, nag-aaway. There's an altercation between a husband and wife. Well, we have to look at, hindi siya magiging accident because if nag-away si husband and wife tapos kumuha ng baril si husband and binaril niya si wife, then there is no accident. Because again, they have an altercation prior to what happens. Yan. Dapat alam natin yan. Another important thing, the following exempting circumstance is based on lack of negligence and intent. Under this circumstance, a person does not commit either an intentional felony or a culpable felony. Now, if there is fault or negligence, this is in paragraph 4, then acts committed in this article shall fall under Article 365. So, pag merong fault or negligence in the provisions of this article, Article 12, then it will fall under Article 365. Now, in paragraph 5, it talks about irresistible force. Any person who acts under the compulsion of an irresistible force. Ano ba yung irresistible force? There is what we call as the use of violence. So, elements that the compulsion by means of physical force. Ayun. Merong physical force. That the physical force must be irresistible. That the physical force must come from a third person. Okay, so there is already violence here. Okay, there is already physical force that's happening here. Example, yung case ng US versus Caballeros. Si Bakuli, isa sa mga accused because they charged Bakuli with an accessory to the crime. So, pero si Bakuli hindi siya kasama doon sa band of yung mga gumawa ng pagpatay sa mga American teachers. Okay, so siya ay nasa isang banana plantation, nangunguha ng, syempre, saging, kasi nasa banana plantation. Upon hearing the shooting, na marinig niya na may mga putok ng baril, tumakbo siya, nagtago. However, si Bakuli ay nakita ng leader ng isang band na ito at tinawag siya. Okay, hinataw siya ng yung handle ng kanilang mga armas, or we call that butt stroke. Nagkaroon ng pag-butt stroke. So since hinahataw siya ng yung handle ng mga baril nila, di ba? Ang titigas ng mga handle ng mga baril na yan. And sabi nila, ilibing mo yung mga katawan na yan, yung mga dead bodies na yan. You have to bury them. Okay? So of course, ikaw nga naman, di ba? Hinahataw ka na ng binabat stroke ka na. Siyempre, there is a physical force, di ba? Masakit kaya, di ba? And irresistible, narami sila. And yung gumagawa siya ng physical force is coming from a third person. Now, ano yung naging desisyon ng korte? Bacoli was not criminally liable as accessory for concealing the body of the crime. Okay, that's under Article 19. Hindi talaga siya magiging accessory. Okay? Because in concealing the body of the crime, sabi nga, he is charged with accessory of murder. So, nung na-commit na murder ng band na yun, because Bacoli acted under the compulsion of an irresistible force. Okay? So, kaya, he is exempted. Okay? Hindi siya nagkaroon na criminal liability as an accessory to the crime. Kasi nga, it is beyond his control. Kasi wala siyang freedom because there is an irresistible force na nangyari. Important. Okay. Importante ito. There is a presence of violence by physical force. There is complete absence of freedom. In the case of Bacoli, wala talagang freedom kasi nga, andun sila hataw ng hataw, backstroke ng backstroke, which is an element of voluntariness. And irresistible force can never consist in an impulse or passion or obfuscation. It must consist of an extraneous force coming from a third person. In that case, yung leader at saka yung mga kasama ng band na yon na maril sa mga American teachers. Now, uncontrollable fear. Ito parang magkadikit kasi si 5 at saka si 6. So, paragraph 6, any person who acts under the impulse of an uncontrollable fear of an equal or greater injury. Ano yung mga elements na uncontrollable fear? That the threat which causes the fear is of an evil greater than that, or at least equal to, that which he is required to commit. And number 2, that it promises an evil of such gravity and imminence that the ordinary man would succumb to it. Okay. Tingnan natin, kung kanina sa article, sa paragraph 5 is, there is use of violence. Okay? There is use of force. Yun yung di ba? Kanina, yun yung. Dito naman sa paragraph 6 is that there is intimidation or threat. Okay? Meron intimidation and meron ding threat na kasama. Okay, so meron kasamang threat at saka intimidation. Example, ito. Yung daughter ng isang tao, okay, like for example, daughter ni A, kinidnap ni B. Tapos sabi ni B, papatayin mo si C. Sabi ni A, no, hindi ko gagawin yan. Sabi naman ni B, hawak ko yung anak mo, yung daughter mo. Kung hindi mo papatayin si B, okay, kung hindi mo papatayin si C, sabi ni B sa kanya, kung hindi mo papatayin si C, papatayin ko yung daughter mo. So, that case, what will happen is that A will be compelled to kill C. Because there is what we call as a threat which is caused the fear of an evil greater than that are at least equal to. Diba? Papatayin mo si C kasi nga papatayin kong daughter mo kung hindi mo siya papatayin. So yun. So just the fear of death, there's a fear of death of your loved ones, of your family. Kaya nangyari na pinatay niya yun si C. Okay. In that case, he is again exempted. Now, requisites for invoking uncontrollable fear. There is an existence of an uncontrollable fear. Hindi mo na makakontrol yung fear mo, di ba? Kung ganun. The fear must be real and imminent. Mangyayari talaga. Totoo talaga. Nakita mo, pinakita niya. Ito yung daughter mo. Papatayin ko talaga to. And the fear of an injury is greater than that or at least equal to that committed. Kung papatayin mo si C, hindi niya papatayin yung daughter mo. Kung hindi mo papatayin si C, then papatayin yung daughter mo. So therefore, you are compelled to do beyond the freedom, beyond your will, without intent to kill C. Kasi nga, hawak-hawak niya yung daughter mo. Okay? There is an uncontrollable fear. Now, distinction between irresistible force and uncontrollable fear. In irresistible force, the offender uses violence or physical force to compel another person to commit a crime. Kanina sa kaso ni Bacoli, di ba? Binabatstroke siya. Okay? Para gawin niya yung krimen na pag-conceal sa mga dead bodies. While uncontrollable fear the offender employs intimidation or threat in compelling another to commit a crime. Dito naman yung ibinigay ko kanina na example is yung si A is pinapatay ni si B naman ay inuutosan niya si A na patayin si C. If hindi papatayin ni A si C, then papatayin ni B yung daughter ni A na hawak-hawak niya. So there is here intimidation or threat, okay, from another so that you will commit a crime. Important again, the exempting circumstance in paragraph 6 of Article 12 is also based on the complete absence of freedom. Walang freedom. Okay? Because it is against your will. Actus me in vito factus non est meus actus. An act done by me against my will is not my act. Okay? Now, paragraph 7 is talks about insuperable cause. Any person who fails to perform an act required by law when prevented by some lawful or insuperable cause, elements that an act is required by law to be done. Kailangan required ng batas na gagawin. That a person fails to perform such an act. Hindi mo nagawa yung act na required ng batas. And that his failure to perform such an act was due to some lawful or insuperable cause. Example, may mga nahuli yung pulis na mga tulisan doon sa boundary ng isang mountainous area. Ngayon sa lakas ng ulan, ang nangyari is nagkaroon ng landslide. And hindi na nila kayang bumalik gamit yung kanilang sasakyan kasi nga nag-landslide, no? And yung kaso ng mga hinuli nila sa dito is on a light felonies. Dapat 'di ba sa light felonies is under article 125 ba 'yan? Okay, so sa light felonies kailangan madala mo yung tao, yung hinuli mo within 12 hours, okay, sa presinto. Pag correctional naman within 18 hours. So dahil sa lakas ng ulan at dahil gabi na, wala na masakyan, nagka-landslide pa, hindi na makatawid yung kanilang sasakyan papunta doon. So kailangan nilang maglakad. They have to walk. And walking from that area to the police station will entails them around 1 day or more. So siguro mga nasa 3 araw kung lalakarin mo. Kasi nga ang layo ng area. Hindi makakatawid yung sasakyan nila. So in the case, kasi yung light felonies lang, so within 12 hours, kailangan maihatid mo, madala mo sa presinto. But again, it needs 24 hours of walking. So kailangan mo pa magpahinga. So in that case, yung insuperable cause is yung condition ng weather at yung daan. Kaya hindi nila ma-deliver yung tao na nahuli nila. So dito, hindi mo nga nagawa ma-perform yung act, pero it is beyond your will. Kasi nga, it is under insuperable cause. So meron talagang very reason kung bakit hindi natin ma-deliver o maihatid yung prisoner o yung nahuli doon sa police station o sa istasyon ng mga pulis. Okay, so yan, Article 125 ng Revised Penal Code, yun yung nagsabi na merong 12, 18 at saka 36 hours na kailangan madala natin yung mga nahuli natin or else we will be charged with arbitrary detention. Okay, so kailangan talaga yan. Okay, so kaya walang criminal liability there, and this is an exempting. Okay, this is an exempting circumstance na hindi mo nagawa. Kaya kahit na filean ka, kahit na mag-file sila ng complaint or information for arbitrary detention, but the act that you have done is again within the bounds of the elements of the paragraph 7 of article number 12, which is, we call it as insuperable cause. Okay, so let us try to distinguish justifying at saka exempting circumstance. In justifying circumstances, it affects the act, not the actor. While in exempting circumstance, it affects the actor and not the act. Okay? Sa justifying, ang naapektuhan is yung ginawa, hindi yung gumawa. While sa exempting, ang affected is yung gumawa at hindi yung ginawa. Okay? In justifying, done in accordance to law and it is legitimate. While in exempting, act is actually wrongful but actor is not liable. Mali man yung ginawa niya pero hindi siya criminally liable. In justifying, act is lawful, so therefore, walang crime. In exempting, yung act is wrong and a crime was committed. But actor had acted without voluntariness. Kasi nga wala siyang freedom, diba? Usually doon yung freedom kasi ang wala doon eh. Thus, walang dolo or culpa. Walang intentional felony or culpable felony. Now, in justifying circumstances, there is no crime and there is no criminal. Tama naman. Kasi nga justified yung ginawa niya. While in the case of exempting circumstance, there was a crime but there was no criminal. Okay, may crime na nangyari pero since exempting circumstance, walang criminal liability. Okay? In justifying circumstance again, no criminal liability and no civil liability except in Article 11, paragraph number 4 on state of necessity. Bakit ito? Kasi in Article 11, paragraph number 4, lahat ng nakabenefit sa ginawa nila will have to pay for civil damages. Okay. If you benefited from that act, therefore, you are to bear the civil liability. While in the exempting circumstance, there is no criminal liability, but there is civil liability except in Article 12, numbers 4 and 7 on mere accident or prevented by insuperable cause. And in justifying circumstances, unintentional acts which incompatible with dolo. Unintentional, so therefore hindi siya dolo, hindi siya intentional felony. While in exempting circumstance, may be invoked in those culpable felonies. So pwede siya kasi there is negligence, there is imprudence, lack of foresight, or lack of skill. So yan yung kaibahan ni justifying circumstances at saka ni exempting circumstances. Again, important, the circumstance in paragraph 7 of Article 12 exempts the accused from criminal liability because he acts without intent. Kasi nga wala siyang freedom, di ba? Hindi niya pwedeng gawin yun. Gusto man niyang gawin yung i-deliver kaagad yung kanyang prisoner na nahuli, pero hindi niya magawa kasi nga due to insuperable cause. Kaya wala siyang intent to hold on to that prisoner. The third condition of voluntariness is intentional felony. So therefore, dito walang intent. Ganawa nga nila lahat kasi hindi makatawid yung sasakyan kasi nga may landslide. So they have to walk para lang ma-deliver nila as soon as possible yung nahuli nila doon sa presinto. Okay, so again, thank you for watching and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Working Law Student PH, and comment naman dyan or share ng video para naman ganahan tayo gumawa pa ng mga videos, guys. And please don't forget to follow my Facebook page, Working Law PH, Working Law Student PH. Again, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. God bless us all and hoping for a very wonderful and prosperous New Year 2023 sa ating lahat. Bye-bye.